All right, welcome back. We got an IDP show. Make sure that if you are looking for IDP content on YouTube, hit that subscribe button because there is like no fantasy football content creators that bring you IDP. There's a few, but really nobody bringing it to you the way that I do on this weekly basis. And make sure you hit that subscribe button because we got waivers coming tomorrow for IDP. How about we're going to start off with the DLs. A lot of times I like starting off with the LBs because I like the LBs. It gets a lot of tackles. It gets a lot of points in IDP 1, 2, 3. But I felt like that would be like a snub at Aiden Hutchinson, who just killed it and got 5 sacks. He did have 5 tackles in the mix and a forced fumble as well. 52 total points. Dude, killed it. Killed it. And yeah, Bakes, he said, how about my boy Will McDonald finally broke out? Finally. Did anybody even play him? Because I didn't. Man, damn, Will McDonald's been fluking us. But yeah, hopefully this is something to come. 3 sacks, forced fumble, killing it. 4 total tackles, killing it. Max Crosby doing Crosby things, 36 points. He had 2 sacks. Adafe Owa, man, finally, like an RKO out of nowhere. 3 sacks against Patrick Mahomes. No, that was last week. 3 sacks against Gardner Minshew. Was all over him. Cheap suit. Had a forced fumble as well. And Harold Landry coming through killing it as well. 2 sacks, 3 tackle for losses. Those guys were in the top 5. We got a handful of guys in honorable mentions, though, over 25 points. So this guy, Pat Jones, this is 2 games in a row that he's been killing it for the Vikings. 24 points last week, 28 points this week, 2 sacks in each of the games, and a forced fumble in this past game as well, killing it. Nick Bosa doing Bosa things, 27 points. Trey Hendrickson doing Trey Hendrickson things. Both guys had 2 sacks, 27 points. Kyle Van Noy, man, after thinking he was going to be out on a little bit of a pitch count, 2 sacks, killing it. They were all over Minshew. Danielle Hunter doing Danielle Hunter things. Finally, 23 points. And finally, it's only been 2 games he's been there. But last week, I think he only had 1 point. Hopefully, this is the kind of showing that we get from him on a normal basis with 23 points. Let's see if there was any notable D linemen that we need to call out for being bums. Oh, Khalil Mack. There we go. Where's Derek at?
He's a bum. He was a bum then, and he's a bum now.
Cam Hayward, droppable. I dropped him in so many leagues. Man, this is good. See, look, Christian Wilkins, Brian Burns, Greg Russo, after a huge week last week, all those guys got 8 points. If those are some of the biggest bum performances from big names, that just means IDP's doing pretty good right now. That is the D lineman breakdown, and we're going to be breaking down linebackers, and we're going to be breaking down defensive backs also. So don't go anywhere if you're watching this on replay, but do hit that subscribe button. Now, linebackers are my favorite position. I don't know about you guys. Throw it in the chat. What's your favorite out of the DL, the LBs, and the DBs? What's your favorite? Throw it in the comments. Shout out to Coach C. What up, Coach C? We're doing an IDP breakdown right now. And to start off, man, this dude, Gardeck, like randomly, again, just an RKO out of nowhere with 3 sacks against Stafford, 44 total points. We saw this happen last year where he had a big game and then he was doing a lot of nothing. But how about someone who's very consistent? Fred Warner, 43 points, killing it, 9 total tackles, a sack, 2 forced fumbles, an INT, man, killing it. And we talked about Will McDonald. He's got the DL eligibility on Sleeper. If you could play him as a DL, that's where I'd be playing him. Probably going to get more value there. And look at that, man, the cash man after 10 points, looking like a scrub out there last week. 36 total points. He played 69 total snaps.
69, dudes.
That has to be either 100% or very close to 100%. He's a lineman, but they got him as a linebacker on Sleeper as well. 34 total points, 2.5 sacks. Let's go. Let's see. How about some just other? Who are the next 2 traditional linebackers to replace McDonald and Owa? That would be Henry Atuatu, killing it. 13 total tackles, had a sack as well. And Jermaine Pratt, man, he was all over the field this game. 16 total tackles, forced fumble and the fumble recovery. And how about Robert Spillane, though? Just backing up his 19 points last week with 30 points this week. That big INT in the middle of the field there, and 10 total tackles. Again, honorable mentions real quick. Harold Landry, DL, but we'll shout him out again. Tremaine Edmonds killed it. Micah McFadden back, killing it. Last week he didn't even play, right? It was a late scratch. And this week, 13 total tackles and a sack. Azeez Al-Shaair, if you guys saw him last night on Sunday Night Football, like he was all over the place. 26 total points. David Long, back-to-back decent games here this week. A lot more decent than last week. Last week, 15. This week, 24. I feel like teams are probably going to be playing more offense than defense against Miami until Tua comes back. So guy like Long, you want to get. Medalist, he does have the LB eligibility, but I would much rather put him in as a DB if it was me. Had the INT, and he had to concentrate on that one. That one was bobbling and shit, like all over the place. And 7 total tackles as well. Bobby Okereke, 23. Devin Lloyd, 23, killing it. Josh Hines-Allen, 22. And Van Ginkel, there we go. That's 2 games in a row with 20-plus points. If you didn't listen to me last week and playing Van Ginkel, throw him in the DL where you can. He doesn't have as much value as an LB, I feel, to me, because there's going to be more guys like scoring in that 20-point range. But either way, the way he's been scoring, just get him into your lineup. Either way, get him into your lineup. Josie Jewell had a good game this week after not such a great 13 points. It's not horrible. We want guys to be at the 15 points or above. That's like a benchmark for the IDP guys. Like 10 points, you didn't fluke us. 15 over 15 points, though. Now we're in some good territory. And then anytime you're over 20 points, that's just an awesome game. Like all around. 11 total tackles, fumble recovery for him. Shaq Thompson, this is 2 weeks in a row. He's averaging 20 points a game, 18 last week, 22 this week. Shaq Thompson might just need to start him everywhere that we can. Will Anderson killed it on Sunday Night Football, sack and a half, had the 4 tackles. Denzel Perryman, 21 points. Here we go. Going to be on a tear. TJ Watt, 20 points, had a sack, couple tackles. Foye Oluokun, 20 points, 8 total tackles. Let's go. Quincy Williams, 20 points. Let's go. Sherwood on the Jets, 20 points. Let's go. Let's see if there's anybody who fluked us. If anybody fluked us that you know of right off the bat, throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat. Oh, shit. Rush Lord said Van Ginkel and Bond played at Wisconsin at the same time. Nice. Nice. Thule, he's droppable pretty much. If you guys kept him. Yeah, Khalil Mack, double is bad because you got to show him off here. Isaiah Simmons, if you guys are still playing Isaiah Simmons, don't drop him. Jeremy Chin, man, 2 weeks in a row, 5 points or less. Not good. Not good. Terrell Bernard, man, it sucked. He got hurt. He's going to be out for a month. Mac Wilson, after a crazy game last week, only 4 points this week. Oh, there we go. I didn't shout out Walker on the D-line video, but look at that, only 4 points. Mosley got hurt. Man, only had 5 points. We got to see what's happening with Mosley. Micah Parsons, 5 points. Totally fluking everybody there. Anal zone. Oh. Get in the zone. Head injury, they say. Trenton Simpson sucked, man. Team was throwing all over the place and not really running, and that didn't bode well for his fantasy output. That is it for the linebackers. We're still going to cover DBs. So if you're watching this on replay, hit that subscribe button and do not go anywhere. Hit that like button wherever you are as well. And we're going to get into the DBs here. Last position that we're going to cover, the defensive back. Some guys probably a little bit fluky, like Pinnock in here. I think that's going to be like real fluky. Like after having 7 points last week, he did play more snaps. The Giants just had probably more defensive snaps last week than the previous week. At 9 total tackles, 2 sacks. Yeah, it's the sacks that brought it up for him. Andrew Phillips, rookie, huh? 30 points after getting 12 points last week, 1 sack, 12 total tackles. Zion McCollum, There we go. Third year. We getting a third year breakout here after a guy like Antoine Winfield is out. A couple injuries over there. Getting him coming in here. Zion McCollum, 6 total tackles. Got the Duggar. Killed it. 29 points. 8 tackles. Also mixed in a sack. Marlon Humphrey, 10 total tackles and an interception. Oh, yeah. He was all over the place. Let's see. Honorable mentions. Christian Izzian. 26 points. He was one of the guys who had the INT. Look at Nick Cross killing it. 25 points, 15 total tackles. It's not that I don't want to see guys get INTs. People can get it however they can get it. But when I see a guy like Nick Cross, who like he got to the top end this week based on him making a lot of tackles. If you're going up against a team that's going to run it a lot, like you're probably going to be getting a bunch of tackles. That's something we can plan for. If you get an interception or a couple interceptions got thrown in like the same game, it's tough to like chase that. Let's see. Connor on the Chiefs. And yeah, he was a guy that got the TD on the fumble recovery. Jordan Whitehead, a lot of snaps their defense played. 11 total tackles. Not too shabby. St. Just, 24 points. Branch, 23 points. Had that big interception. Medalist, 23. Buda Baker, 23. That's 16 and 23 points. 2 games. Byard, he had himself a game. Horn had the INT. Here goes 2. L'Jarius Sneed, 5. Holland, 5. Sean Murphy Bunting, 5. Had a better game last week. Nixon, 6. Not a lot of guys really fluked us in the DB department. I'm looking here to see. There's only a couple. Only a couple. And we had way more guys having good games. Maybe Dax Hill was a fluke at 8 points. Jalen Thompson, I mean, he had a way better game last week. But yeah, we look at a lot of those guys. Kenny Moore, maybe that's a fluke with 9 points. But yeah, not too many big name guys really fluked. I mean, unless someone got 0 that I just don't see on here. But we got a lot of guys scoring over 20 points at the DB position. Hamlin got 20 this week, huh? Pitcher got 20. Julian Love. And look at how many guys. I mean, that's a shitload of guys that got over 20 points. All right. So for everyone watching this on replay, hit subscribe because I will be the best IDP resource that you will have all season. And we got more videos to come throughout the week and come into a live stream so you can jump in the question and answer sessions. And you can ask specific questions as well. So make sure you do that. There's some other videos popping up right now. So just feel free. Click it.